Good morning and once again welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I want us to explain activity 1 in the topic of Algebra 9, and we are told to use graphical methods to solve the simultaneous equations x plus 2y is equals to 10 and x squared plus y squared is equals to 25. First of all, it must be clear to all of us that this is an equation of a circle. Although this could be deeper information, we shall explain when we get to study the geometry of circles. But I would simply use this equation to come up with a table of values that has enabled me to come up with this circle, the equation of the circle. I'll explain the details. First of all, let us have the equation x squared plus y squared is equals to 25. Let's just have it here. X squared plus y squared is equals to 25. And as usual, we may have the table of values x and y. And it goes without saying, when x is negative 5, so to speak, x squared itself is negative 5 squared, which is 25. 25 plus y squared is equals to 25. So by all means, y squared has to be 0. So the square root of 0 is simply 0. So when x is negative 5, y is 0. What about when x is 0? When x is 0, 0 plus y squared is equals to 25. So y squared itself is 25, and y becomes the square root of 25, which is plus or minus 5. So when x is 0, y is plus or minus 5. When x is 5, for that matter, x squared is 5 squares 25. 25 plus y squared is 25. Y squared has to be 0. The root of 0 is simply 0. And that is what has enabled us to draw this circle. As you can see, when x is negative 5, when x is negative 5, y is 0. As you can see, when x is 0, y is plus 5 or minus 5. And when x is 5, y is again 0. As you can see, that is how we have come up with that circle. And in this case, we are told that use graphical methods to solve the simultaneous equations x plus 2y is equals to 10, and of course this equation. Now that we have this graph, graphically means we have to construct both graphs in the same set of axes. And now that we have this graph, which is this circle, we now have just to produce this graph, or to come up with this graph in the same set of axes. And it goes without saying, we have x plus 2y is equals to 10. We have to have the table of values of x and y. It is a straight line, so we don't need many points. When x is 0, let's see what happens. When x is 0, 2y is 10, and y is 10 divided by 2, which is 5. When x is, let's say, 4, 4 plus 2y is equals to 10. And 2y is 10 minus 4, which is 6. 6 divided by 2, y becomes a 3. And those 2 points are very enough to draw because it is a straight line. So we plot them. 0, 5, so 0 when x is 0, y is 5, there we go. And when x is 4, y is 3, again at that particular point. What we need to do is now come up with a very straight line and of course produce it. Very, very straight line and produce it, and we can get the points of intersections as explained. And we only need now to name that graph. This is our graph, and it's saying x plus 2y is equals to 10. that is our graph that way. And already we can have solutions, because the solutions of two simultaneous equations, when they are being solved graphically, is when the two graphs intersect. And it goes without saying, we can see the two graphs are intersecting at the point 0, 5. So 0, 5. And they are also intersecting at the point 4, 3. When x is 4, y is 3, as seen there. We have also point 4, 3. And these are the two solutions. These are the two solutions of the two simultaneous equations. It means when x is 0, y is 5, and when x is 4, y is 3. That is like part A of the question. Part B of the question is asking us, what is the connection between the line 3y is equals to 4x minus 25 and the circle that we have drawn? What is the connection? What is the connection between this line and this circle? And now that we have the equation, or rather the graph of the circle, what we need to come up with is this equation. And by tabulating it, we have 3y is equals to 4x minus 25. And we must have x and y again in an attempt to answer this question. When x is, let's say what? When x is, let's say 0, when x is 0, y or 3y is 3y is equals to negative 25. So y itself is minus 25 divided by 3, which is around negative 8 1/3. When x is, let's say 4, when x is 4, because it is also a straight line, when x is 4, 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 minus 25 is 16 minus 25. What is 16 minus 25? 16 minus 25, let's see that. 16 minus 25 is negative 9, When 3y is equals to negative 9, and negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. So when x is 4, y is negative 3. What about when x is something like 7? Let's see. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 minus 25 is 3. 3 divided by 3, y becomes 1. And those points are just enough to have to draw a straight line, since it is a straight line graph. And let us go now back to our xy Cartesian plane. When x is 4, y is, let's say, minus 3. Let us get there. When x is 4, y is minus 3, somewhere there. When x is 7, y is 1. When x is 0, y is negative 8 1/3, far away. But because it's a straight line and we have two conspicuous points, they are very much enough to draw a straight line graph. So we can only join the two graphs, the 2 points, and draw a very straight line graph. And we give it a name. This is the graph of, let us give it a name. Let us have 3y is equals to 4x minus 25. The question is, what is the connection between the line, this line, and the circle? And you can see the connection is that this line is a tangent to the circle. What is a tangent? A tangent is a line that touches the circle or a curve at only one point. It is a tangent. It is called a tangent. It touches the curve or a circle at only one point. And a tangent has only one solution, because it doesn't have 2 points whereby it intersects with the original graph. It intersects, or it cuts the circle at this particular point, and you can see the solutions. This one is a tangent to the circle, and a tangent to the circle has only one solution. whereby the value of x is 4 and the value of y is -3. That is the solution. The connection is that the line itself, 3y is equals to 4x minus 25, is a tangent to the circle x squared plus y squared is equals to 25. And that proves that we do not have two sets of solutions because there is only one point of intersection. Having said that, let us go to part C of the question, whereby are there any real solutions to the simultaneous equations? 3y is equals to 18. This is the question we are asking. Are there any real solutions? Are there any real solutions to the simultaneous equations? 3y is equals to 18 and the circle x squared plus y squared is equals to 25. Are there any real solution? We are supposed now to answer that question in two answers, either yes or no. There are solutions or there are no solutions. Before we can even get to answer this question, I would want to tell you that anytime we have two graphs intersecting at 2 or 3 distinct points, yes, we have solutions, because solutions are the coordinates of the points of intersection. When we have two graphs intersecting at only one point, and this is a case of our part B of the question, yes, we have only one solution. We have one value of y and one value of x, which occurs or appears at the point of intersection. One point of intersection, we talked about a tangent, and we have one repeated root. In a situation whereby the graph do not at all intersect, then we have no solution. Let us just see the equation. We have the equation of the circle. What we need now to come up with is the equation of 3y is equals to 18, is equals to 18 minus x. And let us have 3y is equals to 18 minus x. Let's have the value of x and the value of y, where x is, let's say, 0. Where x is 0, 3y is 18, and y is 18 divided by 3, which is 6. When x is, let's say, 3, 18 minus 3 is 15. 15 divided by 3, you get the value of y is 5. When x is 6, for that matter, 18 minus 6 is 12, and 3y becomes 12, and y becomes 12 divided by 3, which is a 4. Those points are more than enough to come up with a straight line graph. Let us have 0, 6, 0, 6. That is the point. This is 6. Let's have the point 3, 5. 3, 3, 5. There we go. 3, 5. 3, 5. And the next point is 6. 6 what? 6, 4. 6, 4. There we go. And it goes without saying, now what we need to do is just come up with a very straight line graph, like we can see here. That is it. That is it. That is it. And what is its name? 3y is equals to 18 minus x. And as you can see, the straight line does not intersect with the circle anywhere, and we can easily say there are no solutions. Are there any real solutions to the simultaneous equations? This one, the answer is no, there are no solutions. There are no solutions, and that is it. Why are there no solutions? Because the two graphs do not intersect anywhere. And that is just how we can answer that question. It was a big question, very important, very critical. Let us meet in the next video. Thank you so much. Subscribe and share widely, and let us continue together.